Hey, how's it going, all you lovely people at Shut Door or Door Shutter, coming back to you with a brand new episode of All the Mods 9. Today is episode 20, and we're gonna automate silicone. This actually could have been done last episode. I just really wanted to focus on kind of getting a couple of these done, because this isn't going to be that hard. We've kind of just re-implemented the system we have everywhere else, and we're going to put an iron furnace down, a drawer, a flux point, because we're going to put a factory augment inside of this. And then that factory augment will allow for us to power this machine with RF. So we're going to do that real quick here. We're going to turn on auto split. We're going to then shift click the center. We're going to say auto input, auto output, input top, output bottom. Okay. That should be working. Perfect. And then that should be everything we need to do. Let's make sure all of these are locked as well, because I kind of just forgot to do that here. One thing I also forgot to point out, the diamond upgrade by itself will not give you 50,000. You need a secondary upgrade, whether that be a copper upgrade or a diamond upgrade or, whatever. That should get you to 50,000 because it's right at that baseline. So just threw a gold upgrade in here, gold upgrade in here. I just kept gold and gold in these. So let's get a upgrade actually in this drawer. What is the one I have up here? I have a copper upgrade in that one. So let's go and actually get a couple diamond and then a couple gold. So just like that. And then we're going to get rid of the copper upgrade that's in this top one here. We're just going to put a diamond upgrade in that one. Okay. So this is working, right? This is getting us silicone. It's definitely not the fastest. We probably should put two more flawless budding Certus quartz pieces to this machine because silicone's important, right? What is silicone used for is a good question here. Silicone will actually allow for us to get printed silicone. Okay, so printed silicone is done with an inscriber. Nothing too... Ooh, what is this? Universal press? Huh. Interesting. Okay. Didn't know that was a thing, but we'll look at that later. But yeah, so printed silicone needs an inscriber silicone press, which you get from the AE2 meteorite mysterious cubes. And then, of course, silicone gives you printed. And then printed silicone, you can then get the calculation processor, engineering processor, logic processor, by then, of course, doing the exact same thing with gold and an inscriber logic processor, and so on and so forth. There's a Certus quartz one, there's a gold one, and then there's a diamond one, which is the center. So diamond, Certus quartz. We can click on these. So this is the calculation, and this is the engineering. Okay, so I definitely would love to look at the actual universal press. That sounds interesting. What's the difference between the base inscriber in this one? Well, it wouldn't let me click on it, that's for sure. There we go. Can run 4 inscribing jobs at the same time. There is a button that allows you to change the max stack size of its inventory like a normal one. It suggests to set stack size to 1 when using it with an ME pattern provider to avoid possible issues. That sounds fantastic, but of course we still need to get somewhere before we do that. So that actually would allow for you to basically automate, I would think, every single one of them in one block, but that would be something to look into. Okay, let's clear out a lot of this stuff up here. Okay. So inscriber, these aren't too expensive, it looks like. Just need some sticky pistons. Just grab 8 of those real quick. We probably want to get one more set. Okay. And then that would give us the ability to start this shenanigans. So how do we want to go about this? Because first off, we have to remember that automating this right now is probably not a good idea. And the reason that is because, of course, we don't have unlimited access to gold or diamonds. We have a decent quantity of those items, especially gold, of course, because we have it in here. Right? I need to get this stuff moved out. Yeah, I have 16,000 gold in here. So I have a decent chunk of gold. I just need to be able to kind of manually do this for now. So what we're going to do is we're just going to set this stuff nearby. I think probably on this wall. And this wall for right now. So we'll just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this one will be silicone. Let's see. Can I auto extract? I don't remember the sides though, because I know they've changed things around. Okay, so inscriber. Inscriber can be. So D is the extract side. So it looks like the back, the right, and the left. Not the top and the bottom. Okay, so they say that we can rotate these. So I'm curious, can I just do a drawer on the bottom? Okay. Also, these are going to need power. I kind of forgot about that, but we'll get to that here in a second. I don't think these would chain off each other, even if they're right next to each other. I mean, that would be kind of cool if they would allow for me to do that, but I don't think they will. You know, like connected like a cable. Oh, actually, it does. Haha, that works. Okay. And then we, of course, would want to take, for example, a chest. We're just going to demonstrate with the chest here. I don't think this will auto-input, right? This will just auto-export. Okay. So let's get that chest moved up one. So here, and then pipes. That will be an item pipe. We'll make sure that we have an advanced pipe upgrade on that. And then we also want to grab the silicone press that we have in here. Do that. And then do this. So that'll work. Okay. And then, of course, we would just want to make sure that we are, like, putting max speed on the output, right? So this operates. Okay. And then, of course, it's auto-outputting at the bottom. Of course, this thing is completely and utterly slow. That's what you would get the acceleration card for. The acceleration card is not too expensive. You just need to be able to get to calculation processors first. So, basically, my idea for right now, of course, this is completely and utterly for right now, is get drawers under these, get our press pieces. So, logic, inscriber, and inscriber calculation. This back one, actually, we want a barrel. We don't want a drawer here. And we'll show you guys why, of course, because we definitely need to look at that too. So there we go. And then we're going to put gold in this one. Okay. And then we also want to rotate this, don't we? Then auto export. Okay. And then we'll rotate the rest of these. So auto export, auto export, auto export. And then I probably want to get laser IO going here, because what we're going to do is we're going to need to basically take this out of the drawer, take this out of the drawer, and put this in here. So let's see. It shouldn't be too difficult, especially with laser IO. We're going to probably need a handful of these, because we're going to need to put it under basically every one of these. Okay, so they're there. And then we're just going to do like a test set here. And then there. Okay. And then what I want to grab is some item cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to say on the up direction, we're going to extract on channel 1. Okay. Let's grab make sure we have some card overclockers here. So up. 1, 2. decrease to maximum, increase to maximum, and then, or minimum, not maximum, on the speed. The ticks, I decreased it to minimum, not maximum. Let's see, so then here, we're going to also extract on channel 0. So increase to maximum, decrease to minimum. And then here, we're going to have insert, insert on channel 0 and 1. But the channel... So I can't... Okay, so the silicone is channel orange. So silicone, we want to do on the... Which direction is that here? That is the west direction, I think. We'll see if that works. So we'll want to input on the west direction, and then here, we're just going to do default. Okay, so here to here, here to here. And then, of course, we need redstone, which is just going to be piped in for now on a chest. I'm going to work on automating redstone. I actually have the stuff to do some of it. Not all of it, just some of it. We're going to work on that in a little while. Probably this episode, because I want to get this going a little bit more effectively. And also that would be used for the Fluix that we still haven't automated. I plan on automating that pretty soon, because I know that's kind of a base thing that we need anyway. The only thing I haven't worked out is getting quartz, which we can do with create, but I'm not 100% sure if that's the route I want to go. Okay, so item card. We're going to set this to channel 2. We're going to extract 2 card overclockers, maximum, minimum, and then on the bottom here, we're just going to do that. And I think for this one, we're going to want to go north. Right? And then throw that in there. And that should be making our actual printed, whatchamacallits, processors. The actual full processor forms. Of course, the biggest thing is once we have enough of these, then we can start getting into AE2 and all of that stuff. So, what I need to do is most likely set up just the same thing I have here. Chest, chest, chest. And then pipes to pipe in the materials that are required for them. Okay, so let's see. I actually just need to grab a stack of crystals, get this one going, which I think is this one. And then diamonds. Also, if you're not sure, just shift-click in. If it doesn't go, it means it's the wrong one. That's what I just did there because I wasn't sure. But that should start these going, right? They're all good and going. And that means that we can actually now get the laser nodes set up here. So let's grab 2 more. 2 more. And then we're going to need a couple of item cards. These are all going to be worked on the same channel as the gold one. So just white channel. Let's grab some overclockers. Just 2 for each. That'll work. Okay. And then, let's see. So up. Extract. Let's put 2 in there. Max, min. And then we'll do item card, extract, 2, max, min. And that should help get us going here. Okay, of course, once the gold runs out, then it'll work on the next one, and then the next one. This isn't going to be the most effective system until we get acceleration cards and stuff like that. But for right now, this will work. This will do our thing. Alrighty, since the last segment, I've pushed these things apart, the inscribers here, so I could actually power them a little bit more effectively. The energy acceptor can only do so much RF a tick into the inscribers. So if you put acceleration cards, it kind of just will not do anything because it's not getting enough power. So I've separated them, put some flux points in between them, and the system we set up is still under here. I've just covered it up, so can't see too much. But let's get into automating flux. Flux is something that I don't ever automate, really. because it's complicated. Because you need to be able to drop things, and then when you drop things, you need to be able to pick up things, and it's not too complicated. It's just something I avoid 9 times out of 10. So we're going to try and do this a little bit more effectively. And first things first, we're going to automate redstone. Okay? So with thermal cultivation, there is what is called flux tooth spores. Flux tooth spores are going to solve a large portion of our issues here, and that is going to be fantastic. Looks like we're actually going to quickly need some pipes, because I forgot about those. That's the one thing I forgot so far. Quickly just grab, you know what, let's do an advanced. We don't need ultimate. Okay, so this is going to be fluid pipes. And we're actually probably going to want to rotate these machines to be facing this direction so we actually can output on that front side here. So this side here, which is technically the right side. So we're going to go auto input, auto output, input top, output left, or right in this case. And then we're just going to copy that. Do we have red paper? Red print? Is it? Okay, it's red print, not red paper. So we're gonna shift click. Nope. Hold on. I gotta remember how this one works. So input, output. So normal right click, and then right click. And that's your configuration card basically from Mechanism. It's a pretty easy system to get into. Nothing too crazy. Honestly, if we wanted to use universal pipes, that might be just an easier option. Hold on. Because then we can input power and water into this. Where did I just place that? There it is. Kind of strange. Okay. But yeah, we can just do power and water. Okay, so let's do this. Let's do that. And then I've got the ultimate for this, the pipe upgrade for that, for the advanced tier. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And then we have the resonant integral components. And then we have the actual flux tooth spores. Ooh, these things are slow. Ooh, that is for sure. Okay. I didn't know how slow they were going to be. Let's get these all separated so I can just shift click in here. Okay. So yeah, these are going to be incredibly slow. All right. I mean, if that's what we got to deal with, that's what we got to deal with. Okay. So next thing we're going to do is we're actually going to put a drawer. Let's grab a drawer here real quick. Here. And then we're going to unlock this drawer. And we're going to grab some item pipes. Do I have any in here? I don't think I do. No, okay. Okay. And we're just going to pipe out all the flux tooth spores that we're getting. You cannot plant these, by the way, the flux tooth spores. I did attempt that. That does not do anything for us. So just keep that in mind. That is, you know, it would be awesome if that was a viable way of doing it. But of course, it's not. Let's actually just grab one flux point because I'm not going to waste just running cable over here. Especially because it's going to be universal pipe and I don't want to do that. Okay. And then we also need to get the factory augment and all of that stuff for iron furnaces. So factory augment, speed augment. Don't really think I need a speed augment here, but that'll be okay. So left side is input, front is output. Is that right? Oh, I may need to set this to power. Hold on. That might help. Okay, and we just split it. So that is our source of redstone. Definitely not the best. I was hoping that the phytogenic insulator would be faster. I was wrong. That happens. Let's see. Can I just put this... I kind of want to put this all closer together. Hold on. So let's do input bottom, and then we can do output on that left side. And then what I want to do is quickly just turn that off, turn this off, and then whenever we do the redstone, we can lock this drawer. Okay. And then we're going to do factory, that, put the spores back in, on, and then we're just going to give this power, which is right here. Okay. And that should be redstone automated. Okay. So the next thing we're going to need to do is get quartz automated. Quartz is not going to be that difficult because I've already made 16 nether quartz seeds. I honestly could probably double this as well, but I really don't know if I want to do that. The reason I doubled these is because this should give us the best result when it comes to making quartz. If you don't know how to make the nether quartz seeds, by the way, that is the infusion crafting for mystical agriculture, which requires 4 nether quartz and 4 tritium essence. Tritium essence is an infusion crystal in the center, which I use the prudentium, and then of course 4 prudentium, and then prudentium is just a normal inferium infusion crystal with inferium essence, and you basically just kind of stagger back and forth between those. Nothing too insane, but the essence produced by these will be able to give us nether quartz every 8. So that's going to be what we're going to be using it for. So just keep that in mind. All right. So we need to do input and then output. And then we're going to take our red print, shift right click. Okay. And then on this side, output, input, shift right click. Okay. And then that should be everything we need there. Let's grab a sink. Do we want to do universal pipes again? We need more than that because we have 16 machines in total. Okay. And then what we can do is we can just slap one in between, put the sink up here, and then grab our flux point. Just put that right here as well. Okay. So that should fill everything up. Let's make sure that we do that. I'm going to need one more pipe upgrade. Actually, no. I reversed that. I need to put the water with the advanced and then the ultimate in there, so we just make sure we have enough power. Okay. And then, of course, our resonant integral components. We do have enough of these, by the way. This one actually already has stuff in it because I was testing to make sure that this system would actually be faster than planting it, which, of course, actually it is right now. So that is something good to know. I didn't know that actually increased the amount of water that could be put in one of these things. Interesting. The more you know. All the upgrade placement. Did I put too many in. One of these is missing flux linkage amplifiers, I think. Unless I just made too many. May have calculated all 16 rather than 15. Okay, that's what I did. Alright, that's fine. Okay, so we should then be able to take our nether quartz seeds, and we are just going to simply do this. So we can then just shift click in without needing to worry about throwing multiples. Also, this will produce more seeds, by the way. So, I mean, in the future, if we have enough lily pads of fertility and things like that, we could definitely create a nether quartz farm that would outnumber this. But right now, this is outnumbering a normal farm with only 16 crops in it. I could put more crops in there, but I only wanted to do 16 because that's 2 rounds of the actual nether quartz essence. So let's get a drawer. We're going to probably want to do 2 drawers. Actually, I think so. Crafter. We need some sort of crafter real quick. So we need a crafter tier 1. I don't want dye from Greg Tech. I just want normal, everyday blue dye. There we go. So crafter tier 1, crafter tier 2, crafter tier 3. And then that is going to do, let's see, drawer, crafter, drawer. I don't think this thing actually can auto output though, right? So I think we'll have to look at that. What do you got? Death? Okay, sounds good. All right. So I think we're gonna need a pusher. I can't. I think we tried this before, right? We've tried pushing into this thing and it doesn't work, or we tried pulling. It's been a minute since I've done the cabbage rolls. So that, and that. And then we're gonna need some more item pipes. Okay. All right. And that should be pushing everything in here. And then we're going to try a pusher upgrade towards the, what is that? West or east? Well, let's also set the recipe real quick here. So the recipe is just going to be this, apply, and we'll just do this for power. Okay, so this doesn't work, but that is a-okay. Let's just go underground, since we can do this here. Okay. It looks like we may just need to get a pipe upgrade so this thing goes as fast as it can. Perfect. Okay, so that should be good, right? The next thing we need to do is get a puller upgrade, which I'm pretty sure this actually does work. The puller does, but the pusher doesn't. I can't remember every time I do something with the crafter, but we'll get there. Okay, so we're just going to set this here. We're going to then do that. And then west direction. Perfect. Okay, so that actually may look like it's an issue, because it's actually not pushing fast enough. That's okay. So we can see that this is going to produce redstone and quartz. Okay, that is our big 2 ingredients that we actually need. And I think how I want to do this is actually grab a drawer controller. So functional drawer controller. The reason I'm thinking about grabbing a drawer controller is so that we can kind of connect everything over here all together. So let's set... Ooh, I don't know how I want to do this, though. There's a lot of things over here that need to be connected. Well, let's try it here. Okay. So linking tool. Okay. And then we should be able to link this together, this together. Perfect. But yeah, the redstone's going to be the only issue. This is definitely not fast enough. I will probably take a look at thermal extras here in a little bit to get that going. Okay, so what we're going to do now is get a windmill bearing, some of our sails, an oak plank, because we don't have any other form of power for create. We're going to have to build a windmill. So let's see, we need to use the mixer, which means we need to get this going fast enough. So let's actually build this in the air. Let's just grab some logs here real quick. So we're probably going to set... It's right about here. Right click it. Perfect. And then, of course, oak plank, just because that's how I like to do these. Let's break this with an axe so we make it quicker. Nope. I guess we could technically fly, right? With our jetpack. Oh, I had this on, not on shapeless. Whoops. I was trying to take out the logs. There we go. Okay, let me get this built real quick. All right, so we're going to look for a create gear box. This thing right here. Looks like we need some andesite casings, so let's get those real fast. Perfect. Okay, and then we're going to want to get this. I'm actually going to change the direction in which this operates. And then we're going to set this here, rotate this, and then that's how we're going to put our gears to go down. I've got to remember how this goes, though. Oop, we're out of shafts. Okay. I'm going to need shafts anyway, so let's take half of those, put them back in the system. Okay, how do we do this here? So, I'm pretty sure it's small to large. But again, I can't remember. Okay, definitely not. Okay. So you can visually see here in a second, once I set down another set here, this should speed up significantly. There you go. So you go from semi-slow to pretty decently fast. And then that should be exactly what we're looking for. So I'm not going to speed this up too much because I don't want to overbear this thing. I want to place it right there. And then I'm just going to have it come down to our mixer, which I have in this backpack. So the mixer requires Let's put this right here. Okay. I don't know why I have logs as a building block, but oh well. We're going to put that there, and then the mechanical mixer, we're going to set that right there. And then let's grab my axe so I can clear this. And then we're going to drop this down to a cogwheel. Okay, so one more and then cogwheel. Okay, is that a good enough speed? I hope so. Because then we're going to need a sink, which requires a bucket of water, which I do not have in here. But we do have water source right next to us. Okay, so sink. And then the sink can just go here. And then fluid pipe. We probably want some sort of upgrade. Because this does not need any power other than rotational force. So, okay. And then, let's see. So I was thinking functional storage has a controller access point. And I want to see if we can actually use that to do this. I'm not sure. We may need to figure out something else, but we'll see. So we're going to set this. Now let's just set it right here. That'll work. And then pipe. We're going to turn this off for a second. And we're going to put advanced so we have some filtering. And then we're just going to want to grab this and this. Okay. So that and that. And then one of these. And then we're going to turn this on. Will that do what we need to? Probably if I link this. No? You sure you don't want to work? Okay. It looks like it just needed to update. So now... Ooh, why are you making rose quartz? Okay, hold on. No. That's not what I had you doing. Well, this brings us into filtering, I think. Redstone. Okay. So, basically for filtering, we just need to get a Fluix Crystal, and that Fluix Crystal is going to go on this spot right here. It's called a recipe filter. And that should do us just fine. So we're going to toss that there. We're going to make sure which one we have configured, which is the left one. And this should only make Fluix Crystals from now on. Okay? So that is fantastic. So drawer. And we're going to set this drawer up to pull just Fluix Crystals. We're going to then set this to lock and also add on. And then I want to grab a puller upgrade. So that is a hopper and a storage drawer. Perfect. And then we're going to say on the west direction, I think. Either west or east, I'm not sure. Okay, west. Alright, so that is automated Fluix. That is awesome. So we've automated silicone, Certus quartz dust, Certus quartz, charged Certus quartz, quartz, redstone, and that is awesome. Awesome, awesome. So I think the next thing we probably want to do is, if we could look at this in the future, I want to look at getting flux dust automated, which isn't that difficult for flux dust or Fluix dust. Is actually Fluix dust. It's not flux dust. Fluix dust. This isn't too complicated. We just need to crush it. But I want to have more than enough Fluix crystals before we actually do that. So, okay. Let's grab a couple of these. Let's grab a couple oak drawers. I'm out of chests. Okay. Because I want to slap an upgrade on this, slap an upgrade on that. Probably slap an upgrade on that. And then we'll slap an upgrade on the Fluix Crystals here in a second. I will probably come up with a solution for turning this off. I don't think that's that too difficult. Honestly, it just needs to be inventory checker, and then most likely put a, I don't know, actually, hold on. Does Create's windmill actually work on redstone signal? I don't actually know that answer. Okay, it doesn't look like it does. Okay. We could just put a crankshaft here, I'm pretty sure. What is it called? Shaft. There is something in create. Clutch? No. What does a clutch do? That just does... Okay, so that slows stuff down. Oh, okay, so clutch is right then. Okay, so that would actually be what we want to put, just like right here or something, or way up here, you know, right there, so it just turns off more of the rotational. But yeah, that's a future thing. Anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this. A little bit of a longer episode than I've done in quite a while. But I know this episode took several days to complete. It should have been out on Friday, but it is out on Sunday, just because I was trying to gather up a lot of these resources to make sure that we actually could make this, and we've made it. Completely self-sustaining. I do want to look at thermal extras in the next episode. Thermal extras, I've done a video on this that never actually got released, but this whole thing is honestly a really awesome add-on, but we just need to get into it. So it looks like we would actually need to take on a dragon to get some dragon's breath for the draconic integral component. The draconic integral component does 6 times, while these do 4 times, so that is something to look at. There is also, of course, different flux linkage amplifiers. These are not too expensive, in all honesty. They just require a little bit more materials. So soul sand dust, Envar dust, apatite dust, and soul sand dust is just pulverized soul sand. That's not difficult, right? And then, of course, there's the Enderium one, which, of course, Enderium is a little bit expensive. But there's also Shellite, which is an end thing. You do need previous tiers before you get to the main tier, by the way. It's kind of the only thing that I see here. But yeah, overall, this would be a fantastic thing to get into, just because then we could speed these up without really needing to make more of the machines themselves. But also, it would be good to have on our AE2 auto crafting whenever we get to that point. But thank you guys so much for watching. Stay awesome, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye-bye.